My fiancé replaced me at our wedding to cure my toxic jealousy. To cure my toxic jealousy, my fiancé replaced me as the groom on our wedding day and immediately flew to the Maldives with her first love for their honeymoon. When she returned, she found I'd become exactly what she wanted: compliant, submissive, never jealous. She flaunted her intimacy with Tyler right in front of me. I didn't react. She cast him as the lead in her new film production, stripping me of my Best Actor award. I didn't protest. When Tyler publicly slandered me to the media, I simply apologized and endured the cancel culture mob. Victoria proudly showcased her training results during a live stream, tossing me a cheap ring like throwing a bone to a dog. This ring is compensation for replacing you at the wedding. But if you behave, I'll still legally marry you. You can be my lawful husband. I frowned slightly. Aren't you already married? She seemed to forget that my resignation was already processed. I'd already let her go. In 3 days, I was leaving the country for an arranged marriage. From that moment on, our lives would be two parallel lines, never to intersect again. Chapter 1. Hearing my question, Victoria froze, the ring suspended in midair. Then her face turned cold. What's that supposed to mean? You know exactly why I married Tyler. If you hadn't deliberately flaunted our wedding in front of him, causing his mental breakdown and suicide attempt, would I have married him out of guilt? At our wedding, Tyler had held a knife to his throat, threatening to jump from the venue's balcony unless Victoria made him the groom instead. Afterward, Victoria flew to the Maldives with Tyler for their honeymoon as punishment for my possessiveness. At first, I'd spiraled. Drinking, smoking, sleepless nights. But now I understood everything. The cracks in our relationship had started a year ago when Tyler returned from Europe. First, it was innocent dinners and conversations. Then blatant movie dates. Then nights she didn't come home. Every time I questioned her, Victoria dismissed me with irritation. You're too possessive, Marcus. I'm just helping you overcome it. So to cure my jealousy, she grew deliberately closer to Tyler. She even told reporters that Tyler was her dream come true while I was just entertainment when bored. The wedding made everything crystal clear. Tyler was Victoria's first love, her white whale. I could never compete with that history. So I decided to let go of her and our 10 years together. Now, facing Victoria's accusation, the old me would have frantically explained that I'd never flaunted anything to Tyler, that it was all his manipulation. But today, I simply nodded. You're right. It was my fault. I shouldn't have asked. It was my fault for believing I deserved a wedding with her, for thinking I held any place in Victoria's heart. At least I'd learned before it was too late. Victoria seemed satisfied with my admission, nodding approvingly. Good. Now put on the ring. Don't take it off without my permission. We'll get the marriage certificate next month. I looked at the plain band she offered, a freebie that came with the $50,000 watch she bought Tyler. Something even a pawn shop would reject. But I put it on anyway. As for the marriage certificate, that would never happen. She was just my boss at the entertainment company now. In 3 days, when my 10-year contract expired, I'd leave forever. My parents had arranged a suitable match-on merger that would benefit both families. After that, Victoria Blackwood and I would be strangers. Watching me obediently wear the ring, Tyler practically glowed with triumph. See, Vicky? I told you. Men need proper training. Look how obedient Marcus is now. Completely under your control. The abandonment technique works perfectly. I can't live without you now. Victoria smiled slightly, then turned back to me. This afternoon's Rising Star Awards you'll attend as Tyler's assistant. You have more experience with these events. Make sure you take good care of him. Despite my decision to let go, her words still stung. The Rising Star Award would complete my collection. My life's dream was winning every major acting award, becoming an undisputed master of the craft. But when Tyler casually mentioned wanting to be an actor, Victoria forced me to give him my spot. Now she wanted me to attend as his assistant. She knew exactly what this award meant to me, yet she handed it to Tyler without hesitation. Despite the dull ache in my chest, I agreed. Consider it the final period on our 8-year relationship. After this, we owed each other nothing. Chapter 2. The awards venue buzzed with Hollywood's elite. A-listers filled every corner, their designer gowns and tuxedos catching the light. Tyler's eyes went wide with excitement. He grabbed champagne and strutted over to network. But why would Hollywood royalty acknowledge an Instagram influencer? After several cold shoulders, Tyler's face flushed white with rage. He spun toward me, raising his voice for everyone to hear. Don't you have any common sense? You know I'm allergic to alcohol. Get over here and drink for me. He lifted his chin, trying to reclaim the authority he'd lost. I started to refuse when Tyler's expression suddenly shifted to wounded innocence, tears threatening to spill. Vicky, he whimpered to someone behind me, everyone bullies me when you're not around. Even Marcus looks down on me. I turned to find Victoria standing there, surveying the scene. As the event's executive producer and an acclaimed actress herself, she commanded attention. I wondered how long she'd been watching, but she'd definitely heard Tyler's performance. Victoria had always pampered Tyler, but she'd never publicly humiliated me before. I was still a respected actor with multiple awards. I was wrong. Victoria's eyebrow arched coldly. Marcus Reed. I assigned you as Tyler's assistant. Is this how you do your job? Don't you know assistants handle drinks? Or do I need to teach you? The crowd stares burned like acid on my skin. Humiliation and shame washed over me. I clenched my fists, then drained the champagne in one gulp. Only then did Victoria seem satisfied. She personally introduced Tyler to the crowd. Suddenly, compliments flowed freely. Tyler started like a peacock who'd won a fight. Later, Tyler sidled up to me, smirking at my dejected posture. He whispered in my ear, "So what if you're an award-winning actor? You still jump when I say jump." He glanced down at my shoes with mock concern, speaking loudly enough for others to hear. "Marcus, my shoes are dirty. Would you mind cleaning them?" I prided myself on patience, but my fists clenched involuntarily. Tyler's smirk widened before morphing into apologetic innocence. "I'm sorry to trouble you, Marcus. But this tux can't wrinkle." Victoria chimed in supportively. "He's right. The suit needs to stay perfect for photos." She fixed me with a commanding stare. When I didn't move immediately, she frowned impatiently. "Clean Tyler's shoes already. Remember, you're just an assistant. Know your place." Rage burned in my chest. I took a deep breath, reminding myself just a few more days. Then it's over. I knelt down, pulling out a tissue to clean Tyler's shoes. Suddenly, his name echoed from the stage. Tyler excitedly brushed imaginary dust from his jacket, bowed theatrically to the crowd, and strode toward the stage, deliberately grinding his heel into my hand as he passed. The pain shot through my fingers. I gasped as Victoria impatiently nudged me with her shoe. "Get the acceptance speech. What are you waiting for? Can't you do anything right?" Pathetic. Fighting through the pain, I hurried after Tyler with the notes. As I reached to hand them over, he suddenly tumbled down the stage stairs with a crash. Camera flashes exploded around his sprawled form. Tyler's face went white, then red. I rushed forward to help him up. He slapped my hand away, eyes wide with fake shock. "Marcus, I know you're jealous I won your award, but I earned this. How could you humiliate me in front of everyone?" Whispers rippled through the crowd. Camera flashes turned to me. I kept my expression neutral. I didn't. But Tyler's eyes welled with crocodile tears. "Why else would I fall? Everyone saw you grab me." People nearby started corroborating. I saw it too. Marcus grabbed him, then he fell. I tried to explain. I didn't grab him. I was handing him his speech notes. No one believed me. Tyler hung his head, tears flowing freely. But when he caught my eye, his lips curved in a mocking smile. I finally understood I'd been set up. An award-winning actor, framed by an influencer. And I couldn't prove my innocence. Tyler's knee bled through his torn pants, but he struggled to his feet with exaggerated dignity. His performance earned widespread sympathy. The looks directed at me turned hostile. Never thought Marcus Reed would be so petty. Sabotaging someone in public like that. Exactly. Can't win the award himself, so he attacks the winner. Victoria rushed over. Seeing Tyler's injured knee, she whirled and slapped me hard across the face. "Marcus, you've gone too far. Look what you've done. You know he has a commercial shoot tomorrow. How could you be so vicious?" Her words caused an uproar. Reporters' flashes captured my swollen cheek, making me want to disappear. Victoria pointed at my face, continuing her tirade. "Apologize to Tyler right now, or you'll regret it." Hearing Victoria defend him so fiercely, Tyler glowed with satisfaction. Where others couldn't see, he raised his eyebrows mockingly. My fingers dug into my palms. I laughed coldly, meeting Victoria's gaze. "Apologize? To a talentless hack who bought his way here? Sorry, I can't do that." I turned and walked away, leaving them both speechless with rage. Chapter 3. After the award ceremony, I bore the full weight of public hatred. My name trended at one, with everyone calling me vicious and calculating. While I became the internet's punching bag, Victoria had the company issue a public apology for my social media accounts, cementing my guilt. Back at the company, Victoria immediately called an emergency board meeting. Due to Marcus Reed's deliberate assault on our talent Tyler Morrison, causing significant damage to our company's reputation, I'm removing him as vice president. Tyler will assume the position. Victoria must have lobbied the board beforehand. These people I'd personally mentored and promoted didn't voice a single objection. Instead, they fawned over Tyler. Marcus is getting old. His thinking isn't as sharp as younger people. I approve the change. Victoria's cold eyes found mine. The board voted unanimously. Any objections? What could I say? I'd built this entertainment company with Victoria after her family went bankrupt and her parents died. Now she declared me unfit while they called me old. They wanted me out. How could I stop them? Whatever. I didn't care anymore. In a few days, I'd be gone. Being VP for these last days didn't matter. Seeing my calm acceptance surprised them. They'd prepared for a fight, not quiet agreement. Victoria frowned but held her tongue. Tyler's first act as VP was reassigning all my projects and endorsements to himself. Due to the negative impact I'd caused, I was suspended from the company. That evening, as I stood on my apartment balcony staring at the city lights, Victoria came home. Seeing my silhouette, something flickered in her eyes, perhaps regret. She unpacked takeout from my favorite restaurant, the one impossible to get reservations at. Once, I would have been thrilled by this gesture. Now I understood her kindness always came with a price. I accepted it silently. Sure enough, Victoria spoke hesitantly. "Tyler really likes your limited edition Bentley. Could you give it to him?" He's been so busy with appearances, and a nicer car would make him more comfortable. In all our years together, Victoria had never given me a single gift. That car was my only reward, approved reluctantly for bringing the company a billion-dollar project on my birthday last year. She'd called me materialistic and demanding at the time. Now she wanted me to give it to Tyler, who'd contributed nothing. She really did love him. Fortunately, I no longer cared. Fine. Victoria seemed dissatisfied with my easy agreement. You're like a robot now. Just nodding at everything. I looked at her with amusement. She'd personally forced me to let go, and now that I had, what right did she have to be unhappy? Isn't this what you wanted? Victoria clenched her fists. When she spoke again, her tone had softened. She wrapped her arms around me from behind, nuzzling my shoulder. I know I've been unfair lately. Don't worry, after we get married, I'll take you on a honeymoon. Should we bring Tyler? This was the first time she'd asked my opinion. But I just nodded indifferently. Whatever you want. Victoria's body stiffened. Then her face turned cold. I wanted you less possessive, not completely indifferent. You're like a stranger now. Keep this up and I won't marry you. She stormed out, slamming the door. I sighed quietly. When I cared, she said I was jealous. Now that I'd let go, she said I was indifferent. Victoria didn't come home for several days. I didn't disturb her. When the scandal finally died down, my 10-year contract expired. I immediately went to HR to process my resignation. HR signed quickly. Now I just needed Victoria's approval. I started to text her when her message arrived first. She sent an address, asking me to pick her up. I didn't want to go, but I needed her signature on the resignation papers. The address led to a remote film set in the mountains. I couldn't find anyone at the location. Growing uneasy, I heard footsteps. Tyler appeared with several large men. My instincts screamed danger. Where's Victoria? Tyler rubbed his neck, revealing fresh hickeys. Vicky just fell asleep in my arms. So he'd sent the message. Tyler's eyes turned cold. Everyone online says my award was rigged. I bet you hired trolls to spread rumors. I laughed. Do I need to hire anyone? Everyone with eyes can see the truth. Tyler had no credits, no talent, just Instagram followers. Of course people questioned his award. Tyler shrugged indifferently. Doesn't matter if you did or not. As long as you're gone, I'll become the new Hollywood. Darling. I'll replace you completely. He signaled his men. They pinned me to the ground instantly. I knew some self-defense and managed to throw one off, but another immediately took his place. Someone grabbed my head, slamming it against the concrete repeatedly until my vision blurred. Through the haze, I saw Tyler approaching, pulling out a knife. Your very existence threatens my career. Even with Victoria's protection, I can't feel secure. Only by destroying you can I truly rest easy. He crouched down, and I realized his intention just as the blade sliced across my face. I screamed and thrashed, but they held me down. Tears mixed with blood as the cuts burned. I memorized Tyler's face, vowing revenge. 1 cut. 2 cuts. I counted 12 slashes in total. Tyler stood, instructing his men to proceed as planned. They doused the building in gasoline. As the men retreated, Tyler called Victoria, suddenly hysterical. Vicky, help. Marcus is trying to kill me. He casually lit a cigarette, then tossed the lighter onto the gasoline. Flames erupted instantly. Chapter 4. Victoria arrived as the fire engulfed the building. She rushed in without hesitation. Passing my blood-covered form, her eyes widened in shock. She started to help me when Tyler's weak voice called out. Vicky, you finally came. Save me. Conflict flashed across Victoria's face. Then she released me and ran to Tyler. I watched helplessly as she used all her strength to support Tyler, who was perfectly fine, and helped him outside. I reached out desperately. Help me. Victoria paused, guilt flickering in her eyes. I already called 911. Just hang on, Marcus. They'll be here soon. She left without looking back. I woke in the hospital a month later. Only the HR director sat beside my bed. Seeing me conscious, he stared at my scarred face with pity, handed me the resignation papers, and left. I spent a month recovering. Victoria never visited. I was truly done. When I returned home with my papers, I discovered Victoria and Tyler had transformed my multi-million-dollar apartment into their love nest. Red sheets, just married, banners on the door, wedding photos everywhere. They'd clearly moved in. Seeing me, Victoria's face twisted with rage. How dare you show your face here? You vicious bastard. You lured Tyler to that place to hurt him. Do you know he has depression? Do you know how his relapse nearly killed him? She raised her hand to slap me but found no unmarked skin on my face. Tyler's eyes gleamed with satisfaction before he played peacemaker. It's okay, Vicky. I forgive Marcus. His face is ruined, but he'd make a perfect stunt double. They don't need to show their faces anyway. Looking at Tyler's smug face, 2 years of suppressed rage finally exploded. I laughed coldly. A stunt double? For you? You're less than dirt. You think you deserve me as your double? Tyler's smile froze. Victoria clicked her tongue impatiently. Marcus, when will you stop this tantrum? You're disfigured now. If not a stunt double, what else can you do? She looked at my scars with a flash of pity, then continued, I know you're angry I didn't save you, but you brought this on yourself. Petty revenge on Tyler for your own jealousy. You made your bed. But considering you suffered alone in the hospital, if you agree to be his double, I'll marry you tomorrow. We'll honeymoon together, but Tyler comes too. I can't leave him alone. She'd thought of everything honeymooning with Tyler in tow. But what did that have to do with me? I held up the resignation papers. You're already married. Honeymoons are normal. But why include me? I'm leaving the country for an arranged marriage. No time for your honeymoon. Besides, marriage certificates should be with your actual wife. Mine's waiting abroad. Also, this is my apartment. I've sold it. Get out immediately. Victoria's eyes widened. In disbelief. She snatched the papers. Seeing her signature, Victoria panicked, her hands trembling. She frantically tried to remember, finally recalling, a few days ago, when Tyler's depression relapsed, she was comforting him intimately in the office when HR brought documents. Embarrassed and annoyed at the interruption, she'd signed without reading. Victoria silently cursed HR's carelessness. Didn't they know Marcus was her boyfriend? How could they be so thoughtless? Boyfriend. Victoria felt a twinge of guilt. She had left him alone in the hospital. That was rather harsh. For once, Victoria softened, speaking gently. Marcus, stop being difficult. You know I care about you. I've just been too busy. Be good, go. Be Tyler's double, and I'll make it up to you later, okay? I found it laughable. Whether you care about me is irrelevant. I don't care about you anymore. And I've resigned. You're not my boss. You can't order me around. Better leave quickly. The new owners will arrive soon to inspect. I'm not responsible if they throw your things out. Seeing I was serious, Victoria went pale. You mean it? Tyler jumped in, wrapping his arm around her. Marcus, you think threatening Vicky with resignation will get her sympathy? Look at yourself. Besides Vicky taking pity and giving you stunt work, what company would hire you? Victoria seemed to realize this too, straightening. With renewed confidence. Right. Who else would hire you now? Looking at her smug expression, I remembered 10 years ago. When I heard her family's company had collapsed, I'd flown back from Oxford against my parents' wishes. She'd been sobbing helplessly. Seeing me was like seeing salvation. She'd thrown herself into my arms. I'd sworn to protect her forever. But in just 10 years, everything had changed. I looked at this unrecognizable woman. Vicky, you forgot acting was your dream, not mine. I only followed because I was following you. Now I don't want to follow anymore. I've already announced my permanent retirement from entertainment. Victoria's eyes flickered. Before she could speak, the apartment inspectors arrived. Seeing the scene, they frowned. Mr. Reed, we need the apartment today. Can you vacate immediately? I nodded without hesitation. Yes. No. Victoria screamed. Marcus, this is my home for 10 years. How can you just sell it? I smiled. Because this isn't your marital home. It's my apartment that I paid for. My decision. I turned to the inspectors. You can start moving things out. No. Victoria grabbed my arm desperately. You can't let them move in. This is our home for 10 years, full of our memories. Have you forgotten? I looked around. Everything had changed. Where were our memories? Victoria seemed to realize this too, frantically offering, I'll throw it all out right now. Don't. I cut her off impatiently. Victoria, it's just an apartment. You can afford another. Why the drama? Never treated this way before, Victoria's tears fell freely at my harsh tone. She choked out, I can afford it. I just can't let go. Can't let go of what? You had no trouble letting go when you repeatedly hurt me for Tyler, when you abandoned me. You should have expected this. My phone rang me, mother calling from overseas. Marcus, your flight's today, right? Come home soon. Your fiancé can't wait to meet you. I heard my mother's voice mixing with another woman's gentle laughter. My expression softened unconsciously. Soon. 3 more hours until boarding. The call wasn't quiet. Victoria heard everything. Her face went white. After I hung up, she grabbed me desperately. Where are you going? I replied impatiently, I told you arranged marriage abroad. Why don't you listen? Besides, where I go is none of your business. I instructed the movers, pack everything. Throw out what's inside. With my permission, they immediately began clearing the apartment. Victoria stood frozen, clutching my arm while Tyler frantically tried to save items. Finally, he watched helplessly. As our home emptied, the love nest destroyed. He jumped up furiously. Marcus, did you have to go this far? I touched my scarred face coldly. This far? This is just the beginning. Before boarding, I uploaded the security footage I'd been saving. Tyler never imagined that the hidden location was one I'd developed. The building had cameras everywhere. Though the fire destroyed them, everything before was recorded. I also had audio from the award ceremony, Tyler gloating about his schemes. He thought I was defenseless. But after years in entertainment, how could I not protect myself? As the plane took off, my parents waited at the arrivals gate with my arranged fiancé. Seeing my scarred face, my parents' eyes filled with pain despite their preparation. I hadn't expected my fiancée, Sophia Chen, to cry at the sight of my injuries. You've suffered so much. Don't worry, from now on, I'll protect you. No one will ever hurt you again. Her words, suffered so much, made me remember we'd met before. Years ago, during grad school, I'd saved a girl from drowning after a bad breakup. I'd talked her out of suicide. I never imagined we'd meet again like this. During recovery, Sophia stayed close, sharing her life with me. I learned she was an heiress to a tech fortune. The suicide attempt happened during her parents' messy divorce. She'd felt hopeless until I saved her. Now she said she lived for me. Slowly, I opened up to her too. My scars faded with treatment. My family had connections to experimental procedures. Eventually, no trace remained, me skin somehow smoother than before. After dinner one evening, the housekeeper announced a visitor. I found Victoria at the gate. The past months, she'd sent countless messages. I'd kept tabs on the situation back home. After I exposed Tyler's crimes, he became universally hated overnight. Already disliked for his arrogance, his downfall brought an avalanche of scandals. Affairs with students, sugar mamas, everything surfaced. When Victoria discovered the truth, she investigated thoroughly. After confirming everything, she couldn't take it anymore and slapped Tyler. Already stressed from the scandals, Tyler snapped and hit her back, even choking her while demanding she fix everything. They ended up in a physical fight that nearly turned deadly. When police arrived, Victoria reported Tyler for embezzling company funds. Tyler retaliated by exposing Victoria's past drunk driving incident that killed someone. Tyler got 7 years for embezzling $3 million. Victoria had already settled the vehicular homicide with the victim's family years ago. Too much time had passed for prosecution, but the scandal destroyed her reputation permanently. Now, seeing Victoria at my gate, I noticed she'd lost significant weight. The moment she saw me, she froze, then tears streamed down her face. Marcus, your face, it healed. Her sudden concern puzzled me. Yes, it healed. What do you want? Victoria bit her lip, speaking pitifully. Marcus, I've missed you so much. I've spent every day reflecting on my mistakes. I was so wrong. I shouldn't have believed Tyler's lies or been so cruel to you. I know I was wrong. I've changed. Marcus, I came to take you home. I found it laughable. She knew she was wrong, so I should be grateful. She came, so I should go home. With her? Ridiculous. She was now a stranger to me. What gave her the confidence to take me home? Go back yourself. I'm getting married. I don't have time. I turned to leave, but Victoria rushed to embrace me from behind. She spoke in her old affectionate tone. Marcus, I know you're still angry, but I really understand my mistakes now. Come back with me. I'll marry you immediately and give you the wedding of the century. I was speechless. I broke free from her grip and spoke coldly. Miss Blackwood, I have a fiancé. Please keep your distance. Also, I'm already married. Stop harassing me. Victoria froze, then forced a smile, stammering, you're lying, right? Who else would want you besides me? Marcus, I was wrong about Tyler. He's in prison now. No one will come between us. Can't we start over? Seeing her desperate state, I sighed. When I treasured her, she hurt me repeatedly. Now that I'd let go, she wanted to start over. It doesn't work that way. To make her give up, I called Sophia, asking her to bring our marriage certificate. Sophia arrived quickly with the document, immediately defensive upon seeing Victoria's beauty. She wrapped her arm around me possessively. So you're the ex? The word ex made Victoria flinch. Sophia waved the marriage certificate triumphantly. Thank you for letting him go. I'll cherish what you threw away. You'll never get another chance. Her jealous kitten act was endearing. Victoria looked devastated, tears streaming as she pleaded, Marcus, we were childhood sweethearts with 10 years together. Your best years were with me. How can you just let go? What couldn't I let go of? I challenged her. You know about our history and 10 years together. How did you treat me? Using some abandonment technique to punish me, changing grooms on our wedding day without considering my feelings. Even when Tyler framed me and slashed my face, when he set the fire, you chose to save him and abandon me. Now you ask what I can't let go of? What the fuck is there to hold on to? With each word, her face grew paler. Finally, she stood there shaking, unable to cry anymore, just repeating, I'm sorry. I didn't respond. Our paths should never have crossed. I thought I'd made myself clear enough that she'd never dare face me again. But on my wedding day, she appeared in a gown more elaborate than the bride's. After I said, I do, to the minister, Victoria approached with tears in her eyes, extending her hand. Marcus, I know I wronged you. I hurt you. I wanted to let go and wish you happiness, but seeing you marry someone else is killing me. I can't do it. I can't live without you. Will you come with me? I swear I'll spend my life making it up to you. Her eyes held desperate devotion and careful hope. Anyone else would have melted. But I just stared coldly. What are you doing here, Miss Blackwood? Aren't you already married? This is inappropriate. I signaled security. They quickly dragged Victoria away. The light in her eyes shattered completely as she screamed, Marcus, please give me another chance. I can't live without you. I can't survive this. Her voice faded as security removed her. I turned back to the altar. I do. I take Sophia Chen as my wife, to have and to hold, in sickness and in health, for as long as we both shall live. Sophia had been upset by the interruption, but hearing my vows, her face lit up with pure joy. I couldn't help stroking her hair. If only I'd met her first. But it wasn't too late. I would love her forever. We would be happy. We exchanged rings, becoming each other's family. And that unread message on my phone would forever remain unread, just like its sender would forever remain in pain. Because the one who loved her had let go. No one would ever love Victoria Blackwood the way Marcus Reed had. No one would make her feel that intoxicating madness of love, or the suffocating pain of loss. Spring came again. Spring meant new beginnings, hope, letting go of the past, and endless possibilities ahead. The end.